Hello kids, welcome to today's maths class and today we'll do decimals. Introduction. We have learned about the decimal in our previous classes. We know that 50 rupees, 75 paisa, 3 meter, 5 centimeter, 4 kg, 500 gram, etc. can be written using decimals as rupees 50.75, 3.05 and 4.500 kg, etc. Next is decimal fractions. A fraction in which the denominator are 10, 100, 1000, etc. are known as the decimal fraction. For example, 4 upon 10, 37 upon 100, 428 upon 1000. All these are decimal fraction. These decimal fractions can be written as 0.4, 0.37 or 0.428, etc. A decimal has two parts, whole number part and a decimal part. These two parts are separated by the decimal called decimal point. So, two parts, whole part and decimal parts are separated by the decimals. Clear? The digit lying to the left of the decimal of its whole part and the digit lying to the right of the decimal is its decimal part. Decimal की जो left में होगी digits that are whole part and the digit which are right to decimal are decimal part. So 42.78 has 42 as a whole part and 678 as a decimal part. Next is 10 decimal fraction with 10 as a denominator. 4 by 10 represent 4 tenths and 15 upon 10 represent 15 tenths, etc. They are written in the decimal as 4 upon 10 can be written as 0.4 and read it as 0.4 and 15 upon 10, 1.5, we can read it as 1.5. Next is note to remember. The word decimal means based on 10. This word is derived from the Latin word decim, that means a tenth part. A dot that is called the decimal point. Now we'll take an example. Write each of the following as a decimal. So here we have to write it in decimal form. First is 3 ones and 4 tenths. 3 ones means 3, 4 tenths. S लगा हुआ पीछे THS, that means 4 upon 10. So we'll write it as 3.4 because there is 1 0 in denominator. So start from the right, we'll put dot after one digit. So 3 plus 0.4, that is 3.4. Clear? Next is 100 decimal fraction with the 100 as a denominator. Here the denominator is 100, like 3 upon 100 represent 3 hundredths and 42 upon 100 represent 42 hundredths. They are written decimal as 3 upon 100 can be written as 0.03 and read as 0.03 and 42 upon 100 can be written as 0.42 and read as 0.42. Again we'll take an example. Write each of the following as decimal. First one is 37 and 5 hundredths. 37 and 5 hundredths means 37 plus 5 upon 100. So that is equals to 37.05. Like this we can write it in decimal form. Clear? Next, thousands decimal fraction with 1000 as denominator. 5 upon 1000 represent 5 thousandths and 37 upon thousands represent 37 thousandths. THS लगेगा. Clear? They are written in decimal form as 5 upon 1000 can be written as 0.005 because there are 3 0 in denominator. So start from the right hand side and after 3 digit we'll put the decimal. So we'll write it like 0.005. Clear? And read as 0.005. 37 upon 1000 can be written as 0.037 and read as 0.037. Clear? Now I'll take an example. Express the following fraction into decimal. So first one is 7 upon 100. There are 2 zeros in denominator. So start from the right hand side. Put decimal after 2 digit. So that is equals to 0.07. Clear? Next is representation of decimal on the number line. Now we'll learn how to represent the decimal number on number line. We have represent whole number and integer on the number line. Now we will represent decimal on the number line. Suppose we have to represent 0.7 on the number line. We know that 0.7 is more than 0 but less than 1. There are 7 tenths in 0.7. Divide the unit length between 0 and 1 into 10 equal parts and take 7 part on it. 7th part will represent 0.7 as shown below. So 0.7 we have to represent 0.7. If we remove the decimal, we'll write it like 7 by 10. Here denominator is 10. So what we'll do? As we know, the number will lie between 0 and 1. So we'll take 10 equal part. The 7th part will represent 7 by 10 or 0.7. This is how we'll represent a decimal number on number line. Clear? Next is decimal numbers. The numbers which are expressed in decimal forms are called decimal number. For example, 0.67, 3.7, 47.84, etc. A decimal number has two parts, whole number part and a decimal part. These parts are separated by a dot which is called the decimal point. The part on the left hand side of the decimal point are whole number part and the right side part, that is called the decimal part. Clear? For example, 26.578. So whole part is 26 and the decimal part is 578. Clear? The place on the left of the decimal point are ones place, then tens place, then hundred place, thousand place respectively. And on the right of the decimal point, first is tenths place, then hundredths place and then thousand place respectively, and so on. Clear? Next is note to remember. The number of digit in the decimal part of the decimal fraction is referred to as the number of decimal place. Means after decimal how many digits are there, that will represent decimal place. Now I'll take an example. Arrange the following decimal place value chart. Also write the expanded form of these decimals. So first one is 47.642. So we have to represent this number in place value chart and also write its expanded form. So the digit to the left of the decimal, that is 47. 4 is at 10th place, 7 is at 1's place. So this is the decimal point, 1s and 10s. So we'll write 4 here and 7 here. And after decimal, first is 6. So that is 10th place, पे 6 आ जाएगा, then 100 के place पे 4, then 1000th place, it's 2. And expanded form of this number is 40 plus 7 plus 6 upon 10, 4 upon 100 and 2 upon 1000. Clear? Next is exercise 8.1. Write the following decimal in figure. 6.57. So in figure we'll write 6.57 means after decimal we'll read the digit separately like 57, not 57. Clear? So you have to practice all the questions of this exercise. Next is like and unlike decimals. The number which have the same number of digit in the decimal part means fraction part of the number are called the like decimal. For example, 0.6, 63.9 and 0.5 are like decimal because the number of digit after decimal are same. Here 1, 1 and 1. So all these are like decimal. Decimal number which have different number of digit in the decimal part of the number are called the unlike decimal. For example, 7.3, 0.38, 13.493 are unlike decimal number because the number of digit after decimals are different. Here it is 1, here 2 and here 3. So all these are unlike decimal. Clear? Next is note to remember. The value of a decimal number remain unchanged by writing any number of zeros after the last non-zero digit in the decimal part of the decimal number. For example, 3.6 is same as 3.60. We can write it also 3.600. Clear? We can convert unlike decimals into like decimals by putting required number of 0 to the extreme right of the decimal part. For example, convert 3.7, 4.198, 14.64 and 14 into like decimal. So, first we will see the maximum number of digit after decimal is 3. Clear? So, what we'll do? We'll put सबको after जो decimal है there should be 3 digit in all. So, then we'll convert into like decimal. So, 3.7 can be written as 3.700. Here, after decimal 3 digit, 4.198 is written same as 14.64 can be written as because 2 digit hai, so we'll add 1 0. 14.640 and 14 can be written as 14.000. Now they are like decimal. Clear? Next is comparison of decimals. To compare two decimal, first convert the given decimal into like decimal and compare the whole number part. The decimal with the greater whole number part is greater. If the whole number part are equal, then compare the 10th digit of the decimal with the greater digit at 10th place is greater. If the 10th place digits are equal, then compare the 100th place digit and so on. So, we'll take an example. Compare 36.897 and 38.106. So, to compare these decimals, first compare the whole number part of the decimal. Here it is 36 and here it is 38. 30 is greater than 36. So, 38.106 will be greater than 36.897. Clear? Next is exercise 8.2. Convert each of the following into like fractions. So, here we have to convert all these into like fractions. So, first we will check what is the maximum number of digit after decimal. So, that is 3. So, 3.67 can be written as 3.670. 4.1 will be 4.100. So, after decimal 3 digit. Next, same हो जाएगा 9.613 because already there are 3 digit after decimal. Next 13.962. Again 4.1. So, we'll write it as 4.100. Last one is 13. So, we'll write it as 13.000. Now, all these are like decimal. Clear? So, you have to practice all the questions of this exercise. We'll move to next topic. Next is conversion of decimal and fractions. First, we'll take conversion of decimal into a fraction. To convert a decimal into a fraction, take the given decimal without decimal point as a numerator. For the denominator, form the number by annexing as many 0 to the right of the 1 as the number of decimal place given decimal. Reduce the fraction to obtain to its lowest form. So, example की help से समझते हैं. Convert the following decimal into fraction in the lowest form. So, first one is 0.06. So, here in this number after decimal there are 2 digits. So, first we will remove the decimal और उसका 2 digit है. So, after 1 in denominator after 1 we will put 20. Clear? Now we'll convert into lowest form, that is 3/50. This is how we can convert a decimal into fraction. Clear? Next is conversion of fraction into decimal. To convert a fraction having denominator 10, 100, thousands, we write the numerator and mark decimal point after the place or 2 place, 3 place respectively from the right toward left. If the denominator of the fraction is neither 10 nor the power of 10, then in such case, we first convert the given fraction into equivalent fractions with the denominator 10 or power to 10. Clear? Next is note to remember. To convert a decimal into a fraction, we take a point from as the number obtained without decimal point from the given decimal. Take a denominator as the number obtained by inserting as many zeros to the right of 1. There are a number of places in the decimal part. So, we'll take an example. Convert the following fraction into decimal. First one is 17/10. So, 17/10, there's 1 0 in denominator. Start from the right hand side. After one digit, we'll put the decimal. So, it can be written as 1.7. Clear? Next is exercise 8.3. Convert the following decimal into fraction in its lowest form. First one is 0.05. So, 0.05, first we'll remove the decimal and there are 2 digits after decimal. So, in denominator after 1 we'll put 20. Now, we'll convert into lowest form. 5 ones are 5 and this is 20. So, answer is 1/20. Clear? So, you have to practice all the questions. Next is conversion of one unit into other unit using decimals. In our lives, we use decimal in numerous ways. We represent unit of money, length and weight using decimals. First one is money. Express as rupees using decimal. So, 5 paisa we have to express in rupees. As we know, 100 paisa equals to 1 rupees and 1 paisa equals to हो जाएगा rupees 1/100. So, here we'll divide 5 by 100. That is equals to rupees 0.05. Clear? Next is length. As we know that 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter and 10 millimeter equals to 1 centimeter, 100 meter equals to 1 kilometer and 1 centimeter equals to 1/100 meter हो जाएगा. 1 millimeter that is equals to 1/10 centimeter and 1 meter equals to 1/1000 kilometer. Now, we'll take an example. Express the meter using decimal. Express as a meter using decimal. First one is 5 centimeter. We have to convert into meter. As we know, 1 centimeter equals to 1/100 meter. So, here we'll divide by 100. 5/100 that is equals to 0.05 meter. This is how we'll convert centimeter into meter. Next is weight. We know that 1000 gram equals to 1 kilogram or 1 gram equals to 1/1000 kilogram. Next is express as kg using decimal. First one is 15 gram. So, we have to convert 15 gram into kilogram. As we know, 1 gram equals to 1/1000 kilogram. So, we'll divide by 1000, 15/1000 that is equals to 0.015 kg. Clear? Next is exercise 8.4. Express as rupees using decimal. First one is 6 paisa. We have to convert 6 paisa into rupees. As we know, 1 rupees equals to 100 paisa or 100 paisa equals to 1 rupees. So, here we have to convert 6 paisa into rupees. So, we'll divide by 100. So, that is equals to 0.06 rupees. Clear? Next is addition of decimals. Working step. Convert the given decimal into like decimal. Arrange all the additends in the column so that the digit having the same place value are in the same column and the decimal of all additends are in the same column. Now add like adding the natural numbers. Put the decimal point in the sum directly under the decimal point of the additends. We'll take an example. Add 0.6, 13.5 and 29.678. So first we'll convert the given decimal into like decimal. So we'll get 0.600, 13.500 and 29.678. Now arrange in column and add. So like this, we'll arrange in column. Same place value जिसकी भी होगी वो एक ही रो में आएंगे and we'll put decimal under decimal. Start from the right hand side. 0 plus 0 plus 8, that is 8. 0 plus 0 plus 7, that is 7. 6 plus 5 plus 6, that is 17. 7. 1 carry over, put decimal here. Then 3 plus 9 plus 1, that is 13. 1 carry over, 2 plus 1, 3 and 1, 4. So the sum is 43.778. Clear? Next is exercise 8.5. Add the following decimal. So to add the decimals, first we'll convert into like decimal. So the maximum is 3. So 6.666. First one हो जाएगा 0.060. Next is 6.060. And the last one is 7.800. Now we'll add them. 6, 18, 1 carry over, 15, 5, 1 carry over. We'll put decimal here. 20. So answer is 20.586. Clear? This is how we'll add the decimal number. Next is subtraction of decimals. First we'll arrange the decimal as we done for the addition. For subtraction, subtract hundredths lengths, ones from the ones and so on. Note to remember. For adding or subtracting quantities of the different unit, first we should convert the quantities in same unit, then go for the operation. Clear? Now I'll take an example. Subtract 48.314 from 59.620. Hence the difference is 11.306. As they are already like decimal, so we'll subtract them. Arrange it like this. 10 minus 4, 6. 1 minus 1, 0. 6 minus 3, that is 3. We put decimal. 9 minus 8, 1. 5 minus 4, that is 1. So answer is 11.306. Whenever we add or subtract a number, the unit should be same. If we are adding two numbers, if they are in centimeter, both should be in centimeter. Otherwise, we have to convert into same unit and then we will add or subtract. Clear? Next is exercise 8.6. Subtract 72.56 from 100. So first we'll convert into like decimal. So 100 will be written as 100.00 and we have to subtract 72.56 from it. 10, 9, 9, 9 and 0. So 10 minus 6, that is 4. 9 minus 5, that is 4. 9 minus 2, that is 7. 9 minus 7, that is 2. So answer is 27.44. This is how we will subtract the decimal number. Clear? Next is things to remember. Number written in the decimal form are called decimals. The fraction in which denominator are 10, 100, 1000, etc. are called the decimal factors. The dot is called the decimal point. The digit after the decimal points are read one by one. The decimal having the same number of decimal places are known like decimals. The decimal having different number of decimal places are known as unlike decimal. If we put any number of zeros to the extreme right side of the decimal part of the decimal, it does not change the value of the decimal. The decimal number consists of two parts. One is a whole number part and other is decimal part. Every decimal can be written as a factor. To compare two decimals, first convert them into like decimal and compare the whole number part. If the whole number part are equal, then compare the 10th digit. If the 10 digits are also equal, then compare the 100 digits and so on. Clear? Next is multiple choice question. Take the correct option. 0.001 represent as. After decimal 3 digit, so it can be written as 1 upon 1000. So C is the correct option. So you have to practice all the questions of this chapter. Here we end the chapter. I hope you understand it well. Now to practice it.